Rose shivered, pulling her worn coat tighter. Munich in December was beautiful, but unforgiving. Snow fell silently, blanketing the city. She dreamt of warmth, of love, of a life beyond her tiny apartment. Rose worked at a small bakery. It wasn't glamorous, but it filled her days with the comforting aroma of fresh bread. She found joy in the simple things, the smile of a customer, the warmth of the oven, the quiet beauty of a snowy morning. One snowy afternoon, she closed the bakery, her heart heavy. She missed her family, gone too soon. A single red rose lay on the doorstep, a splash of color against the white snow. A note was attached, for the prettiest baker in Munich. Rose smiled, clutching the rose close. Hope bloomed in her chest, unexpected and warm. Jack, an American photographer, was captivated by Munich. The city's energy vibrated with life, its history whispering from ancient stones. He sought to capture its soul with his camera. One sunny afternoon, he found himself drawn to the Englischer Garten. He stumbled upon a group of surfers riding a standing wave on the icy Eisbach River. The scene was surreal, captivating. He raised his camera, framing the shot, when a flash of red caught his eye. A young woman, hair like fire, stood on the riverbank, her laughter echoing through the park. She held a single red rose. Their eyes met across the crowd. Time seemed to stop. In that moment, Jack knew he had to know her. Fate, it seemed, had other plans. They met, as fate would have it, at the bakery. Jack, drawn by the lure of warm pastries and the memory of the red-haired girl, became a regular. Rose, shy at first, found herself drawn to his easy smile and kind eyes. They talked for hours, sharing stories, dreams, and fears. Rose, yearning for connection, found solace in Jack's presence. He listened with his heart, his eyes reflecting her pain and joy. Their friendship blossomed into love, as inevitable as the changing seasons. Stolen kisses in the snowy Englischer Garten, whispered promises under the moonlight. Their love story unfolded against the backdrop of a city that embraced them like its own. But their happiness was fragile, balanced on a knife's edge. Secrets lurked in the shadows, threatening to shatter their newfound joy. Jack carried a secret, a burden he hadn't shared with Rose. He was engaged back in America. His family, influential and demanding, expected him to return and fulfill his duty. He had tried to forget, to lose himself in the magic of Munich, in the warmth of Rose's love. But the past had a way of catching up, its icy fingers gripping his heart. Rose, sensing his withdrawal, felt a chill creep into her soul. Jack's smiles seemed strained, his eyes holding a flicker of something she couldn't name. One evening, as they walked hand in hand along the Isar River, Jack confessed his secret. The words hung heavy in the air, shattering the illusion of their perfect love. Rose listened, her heart breaking with each word. The world she had built, the love she had so carefully nurtured, crumbled around her. The rose, once a symbol of hope, now mocked her with its fading beauty. Tears streamed down her face, reflecting the shattered pieces of her dreams. She loved him, with a fierceness she hadn't known she possessed, but she couldn't ask him to choose. Jack, torn between duty and love, made a promise. He would return to America, break off his engagement, and come back to Rose. He would choose love, he swore. Rose, clinging to his promise, watched him leave, the winter wind carrying away his whispered goodbyes. Hope, fragile and flickering, was all that remained. Section 6. Years of silence, echoes of love. Years passed, each one an eternity. Rose threw herself into her work, the bakery becoming her sanctuary. She never forgot Jack, his memory a bittersweet ache in her heart. Munich continued to thrive, its beauty a constant reminder of a love lost. Rose walked the familiar streets, her footsteps echoing the emptiness within her. Spring blossomed into summer. Summer faded into autumn, and still, there was no word from Jack. The hope she had clung to dwindled, replaced by a dull ache of resignation. She locked her heart away, guarding it fiercely. She would never love again, she vowed, not with the same intensity, the same all-consuming passion. Section 7. A familiar face, a second chance. One cold December day, 5 years after Jack's departure, a familiar figure stepped into the bakery. Rose looked up, her breath catching in her throat. Time had weathered his features, etched lines of regret around his eyes, but it was him. Jack, back in Munich, back to her. He stood there, a stranger and yet so familiar, his gaze searching hers. 1,000 unspoken words hung in the air between them, a symphony of love, loss and longing. Rose felt a flicker of hope ignite in her chest, hesitant yet persistent. Could this be a second chance? Could fate be so kind? Section 8. The truth unveiled, a love rekindled. They talked, the years melting away as they bridged the chasm of time and distance. Jack explained his silence, a family illness, a sense of responsibility that had kept him tethered. He had never forgotten Rose, he confessed, her memory a beacon in his darkest hours. He had come back to Munich, to her, to seek forgiveness, to see if their love could be rekindled. Rose listened, her heart torn. Anger warred with longing, resentment with the enduring ember of love that still burned for him. She saw the remorse in his eyes, the genuine love that shone through the years of pain, and she knew, with a certainty that defied logic, that she could forgive him. Section 9. Forever entwined. They rebuilt their love, slowly, carefully, like piecing together a shattered vase. The years of hurt couldn't erase the bond they shared, a connection forged in the heart of a city that had witnessed both their joy and their pain. The red rose, a symbol of their love, once again graced the bakery's doorstep. This time, it was a promise kept, a love reborn. They stood on the banks of the Eisbach, the same spot where their eyes had first met. The river flowed on, a metaphor for the passage of time, their love enduring like the city itself. Hand in hand, they faced the future, no longer afraid of the past. Their love story, once etched in snow, was now forever entwined with the very soul of Munich.